What is up, everyone? It's me, Jrod, the filmmaker, former film major, and frequent fighting gamer from Philadelphia. And for this video, I decided that I wanted to do a theory video. It's been a while since my last theory video. I think the last one was my Injustice 3 roster wish list. And, you know, these days there aren't a lot of movies and TV shows to actually make theories for, but there's one out right now that is actually perfect for theory crafting. And that is the latest from Disney Plus and Marvel Studios, WandaVision. WandaVision is a mystery series featuring Scarlet Witch and Vision.
It's a sitcom.
Starring two Avengers?
It's a working theory.
I reacted to the trailer a couple of weeks ago when the series premiered, and since then the series has gone on and done 4 episodes. The 5th one will premiere the same day as this video, so there might be some information that you guys know that I don't know yet and don't talk about because I haven't seen it yet. But the too long didn't read is that Scarlet Witch and Vision are in this quaint little sitcom-like town, similar to a Pleasantville or a Truman Show. If you're familiar with Marvel films or comics, you know Scarlet Witch is a very powerful magic using hero, and that the Vision is an android that's powered by an Infinity Stone, or at least he was until he was killed by Thanos for said Infinity Stone. The mystery comes through in every episode when our reality starts to conflict with the show's reality. In the 4th episode, we get some explanations, but definitely not all of them. We know that Westview is a small universe inside our own universe. We know that people and objects can pass into Westview, but when they go inside, they become altered by the energy. We know that the people inside of Westview are all missing people from our reality, except for a couple of them. And we know that Wanda and Vision do have their powers inside this reality, but they may not be the only people with powers, and they may not be the most powerful people inside of the Westview community. So that is where my theories start. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to start with my own theory, then I'm going to give you guys the more popular theory, and then I'm going to give you guys the fun theory. So let's get right into it. So my theory does use a little bit of the popular theory, and a theory that came out before the show even started. Agnes is a character in the show. She showed up in almost every episode so far, and a lot of people think that this Agnes character is based off of Agatha Harkness, who is an old school Marvel Comics character who's also a witch, and she has a long history with Scarlet Witch in the comics, even being her mentor at one point. Some people think that Agnes and her unseen husband, Ralph, are the true villains of the show, but I'll talk more about that in the popular theory. I do think that Agnes is secretly a magic user, but I don't think that she's the villain of the show. I actually think that Agnes and Scarlet Witch are old friends, and that they both came together to create this simulation. After all the loss that Wanda has experienced throughout her arcs, I can imagine that a literal safe space could be useful, and having someone there who would wipe her memory or monitor her through this magic therapy like Agnes. This theory makes sense to me because the scenario that they live in seems to give Wanda everything that she wants, but none of the things that she needs. So for me, it makes sense that it's something that she created herself. And I know everyone is looking for a big bad and they're expecting a big bad, but a good unexpected twist will be if there was no big bad. If this was just two friends trying to help each other get through a difficult situation, and their powers just start to affect everyone on a much larger scale than they even imagined. The more popular theories all deal with this idea of a big bad, and the most popular potential big bad would have to be Mephisto. Mephisto is a Marvel character that is basically just a caricature of the devil. Mephisto also has a comic history with Scarlet Witch. He even contributed to creating Scarlet Witch's children in the comics. So there is some precedent for a theory that Wanda is trapped in Westview like everyone else, and that the simulation is manipulating her into creating these children so Mephisto can later take them and use them for whatever he wants. In this theory, Mephisto is pulling all the strings and probably hiding somewhere in Westview. He could be Dot, the only other character that hasn't been identified, or he can be Agnes's unseen husband, Ralph. And that would make Agnes just a servant of Mephisto, just another tool trying to get Wanda to have these powerful children. Someone also suggested that the sword director is Mephisto, but I don't think there was anything in the comics that, or anything in the show that hints toward that. I think it's just a wild guess, so I'm not really going to mention that part. Then we get into the fun theory. Now, I've only heard this theory one time, but it's the only theory that actually has a name. The Mordo Theory. And Mordo is a character from the Doctor Strange films. He was a master magician at the Sanctum, and throughout the events of Doctor Strange, he ended up leaving because he disagreed with the choices that the Ancient One made and the choices that Doctor Strange made when he became Sorcerer Supreme. In the post-credit scene for Doctor Strange, you see that Mordo has actually turned against the magic users and the sorcerers, and he started hunting them down and taking their powers. The sorcerers are perverting nature, and there are too many of them. So a theory that he is hunting down sorcerers and magic users from all around the world and sticking them here in Westview as some sort of prison. I mean, it's a really fun one, to be honest. There's not really a lot of evidence pointing towards this theory, but the same evidence that I used for my theory could also be used for this one. And it's also a lot more fun. I mean, just imagine that all of the characters in this Westview sitcom are actually magic users, and they all have these different sets of powers that we don't know about, but we can come to discuss or come to learn by the end. And then also that Mordo might have some sinister plot behind the entire community. Maybe he's siphoning all of these magic users for their power and using that power to enhance himself. Who knows? No one knows, but we can guess. So here are just the theories that I've been going through, some theories I've been thinking about. If you think any of these theories are the truth, or you have another theory that you think, go ahead and tell me down in the comments. Let me know if you feel me. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. And check out WandaVision. A new episode should be out the same day as this video. Peace out.
Let's fucking go. That is a clutch. How do I break this? That was a clutch. Yo, good game. Good game. GG's. I don't think my mic is on, but GG's. Holy fuck. That's a dope game.